Salute y'all. You already know it's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B, Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. Today I'll be reacting to um our D-list celebrities using the dirty section to chase clout. So I'll be reacting to today. Yo, Warren the Great, what's up? Salute. Yo, Just Eric, salute. Salute to everybody pulling up, man. Hit the like button when you get in the building. And let me know, where y'all from. Yeah, there's been a lot going on YouTube. A lot of this stuff I'll be wanting to react to some of this stuff. Barbara, what's going on? Yo, Stone to the Bone. Yo, Loaf Light Manny. Yo, what up, bro? Yo, please, bro. I see you been popping out lately, Manny. Doing your thing and all that, you heard? We got to pull up and do a live together one of these days, Manny. We got to put it together. I missed your call, man. My bad, bro. I'm an A-lister, right? G-Dub Quinn. We A-list over here in the dirty section, you heard? These D-list guys, they trying to use us for clout. Yo, they clout chasing us. Yo, Wax Dog, what up? Yo, salute to everybody pulling up in the building, man. Loaf Light Manny in the building, man. Loaf Light Manny, don't hurt him, man. Don't hurt him, man. Yeah. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, Loaf Life. It's a lot of stuff going on right now on the YouTube. Um I was covering some of the I was covering some of the protests, with them sending so many illegal immigrants out of here, you know what I mean? I was covering some of that. And I seen a lot of stuff going on in the dirty section. Um with Zip with the Drip. I see him going back and forth with Five Mics in that mile. I seen after everything died down, um with Dog in the Yard, Pistol Pete. Salute to all these brothers. I like to see everybody get money. I like to see everybody eating. I ain't hating on nobody getting no money. I ain't hating on nobody doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like, after all of that controversy died down, Pistol Pete spoke on it again. To me, from my perspective, nobody had talked about it. It wasn't an issue no more. He came and said something which usually amps stuff back up on the internet. So it seemed like, he was chasing clout or trying to get that to be an issue again. When it stopped, Brandon came up here, Briz, aka Briz, salute to Brandon. Fuquan tapped in, it's like the whole dirty section. The whole New York tapped in. A lot of OGs tapped in, and they spoke about, the lies he had supposedly told about what happened in Kaksaki, whatever. I made a video on it. I went in Bad Mikey was going in. I went in a little bit. Um, it was funny. It was funny, and it was a topic. But like I said, I don't want to use. I don't feel right. Using my platform, using my voice to stay on any group or any person. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it. I don't want to make anybody feel like I'm trying to personally. I got a personal with them, or I'm trying to personally come at them, or using this as a bully pit to bully one person. I'm not. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that here. That's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be the guy that's gonna be like keep on trying to get down on dudes. I don't even feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? It don't even feel right to me. I'm just being honest. It don't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? Me being who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we get this YouTube misconstrued with real life and what guys was really doing, and dudes is always talking about you're not outside, you're not on this, you're not on that. Like, just being honest, bro. Y'all dudes ain't want to see me when I was outside. Just being honest, bro. Y'all wouldn't want to see me. Y'all didn't want to see me when I was in prison. Just being honest, bro. A lot of these dudes are scared of me. A lot of these dudes, you know what I mean? It's not being braggadocious. I'm just giving you the honest truth. You know what I'm saying? But dudes just laid back. Dudes just making their little ones on YouTube, doing their little 1-2 in their life, and just trying to do different things. You know what I'm saying? And I respect anybody that's coming here and they're not hurting nobody in their community. They just trying to get some money. I respect it. I know some dudes chase clout. Then they chase clout on my name. They chase clout on other names. I understand. I understand how it go. You know what I mean? But these celebrities, like I said, I started with Pistol. So I'm gonna just come. I'm gonna end with Pistol. When Pistol came, he didn't even talk about. He didn't apologize to anybody. He just brought that up. I mean, I guess he said the guys he doesn't have beef with anybody. That was good that he came out and salute to Pistol Pete. I'm glad he came out and said he didn't have beef with none of those guys back in the days. He didn't really correct none of the things that he said from the past. He might believe that that stuff really went down from his perspective. It is what it is. But I think it was kind of late. For his response was late, like he was trying to keep his name. I'm not even gonna put a lot of these dudes' names in my titles no more. I'm gonna stop doing it because it seems like these dudes see they get a little bit of motion. Let me tell you something. When everybody talks about you on YouTube, you are lit. No matter what it's for. Everybody can be laughing at you. Everybody can be the joke can be completely on you. But if everybody does it on YouTube at the same time and makes posts and it's 100 blogs about you on the internet, getting all kind of different numbers from different size content creators, then you will lit. Out of those 100 people you got to remember if each of those people are getting 2,000 views, let alone the ones that's getting 10,000, 50,000, or 100,000. Imagine how many people is viewing you in all these different areas or states. For that kind of promotion, you can't pay for it. I understand marketing and promotion. So to keep your name in an algorithm, I think some of these dudes is intentionally doing that stuff. They intentionally talking about the dirty section, guys in the dirty section, because the section is being seen. You know, we personally know a lot of rappers. Um, you know, we ran into a lot of rappers. A lot of us, you know, from these boroughs that did a bunch of time, you know, we lit in our own right. You know what I'm saying? We lit in our own right. These guys know us. A lot of these dudes mess with us. You know, did things in the music industry as well. Some of us rap. You know, it's different levels when you're dealing with guys on this side, just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think these guys, what I'm seeing is I'm thinking these guys is using us. They're using us to chase the clout. So we got to be very mindful about who we making videos for, about why we making these videos and why we doing it. Because you know these guys are trying to use us, and I'm not saying get your money. I'm happy with everybody getting money. I'm not hating on nobody's pocket. I want to see everybody eat. I don't care who it is. I want to see everybody eat. Get some money. You know what I'm saying? But we got to watch these dudes, man. These dudes is really strange. They strange up here. They strange. Like the Five Mike situation. Let me just talk about Five Mics briefly. I watched the Five Mics. I watched some of Zip's live when he was talking about Five Mics. Zip didn't say anything wrong to Five Mics. There was no reason for Five Mics to come out like that at Zip. It was no reason except he's Terror Squad. Now he talking about Terror Squad. Zip been going up on Terror Squad, so I can see him talking about Zip because I'm Terror Squad, they're Terror Squad, and I gotta protect the Terror Squad. All right, but I didn't even know he was Terror Squad like that. I didn't know he was TS like that. I don't know if he got music with them. I never heard him on a TS song. I didn't know that Five Mics was TS. I'm just being honest. I don't know Five Mics. You know, I've been seeing him. I know him now from seeing him on YouTube. But outside of that, I never even heard of a Five Mics. I don't know. I don't know what he is. I didn't know he was a rapper. You know, Zip with the Drip had me go check his music out. I mean, I'm just being honest. That beef that he had with Zip with the Drip, I went and checked his music out. It wasn't impressive. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know Five Mics. I didn't know his situation. I don't know. Is he from Brooklyn? I don't know what. I don't like I said. I don't know what's going. I don't know Five Mics. But the way he chased the clout on Zip with the Drip, the way he came at Zip, that was all the way clout from what I see. From my perspective, it seemed all the way clout to me. Zip said nothing bad about him. He just said, as Five Mics, I have Five Mics, like seen him out there. Like you see me out there. Zip was dolo. Like it just seemed like Clout. It seemed like to me it seemed like Clout. You ain't got no motion. He might got money. He might got money, but he don't got no wave out here. He don't got no real motion. I mean, he got. I mean, some people say if you got money, you got motion. Uh Not really. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. A local like man, he took all this for Clout one way or another. Yo, salute to everybody in the building.
No,
Smitty in the building, man. A lot on TV.
what's
Salute. What up?
happening, man? What's going on? Everybody in the building, man. What's going on, man? It's a lot going on.
And just talking about five mics. I don't know, homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of him. And I see him now. He got a little. I heard he got some bread. I learned all this from Zip. I learned all this from the internet. I heard he got some bread somewhere. I don't know what he did. Hit the lotto. I don't know how he got his money, and he's spending it on rap. Like I don't even understand. Like what's going on? You heard? Oh, he's from Crown Heights. He said he's Diddy Bop, the Hertz family, the Diddy Bop family.
Um, Really, I never heard of no music really banging for five mics. He's not on my top five. I'm not saying he's trash or he ain't got what it takes, but dudes ain't looking for no five mics. I want to know why, he's shooting at Zip though. Or did Zip shoot first?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Did
Every
this
time.
beef come
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm calling Cap. That's why I'm saying it's clout chasing because him and Zip ain't have no beef and Son ain't got no motion. His name ain't moving out here. He not in the middle of no controversy. So I guess he's trying to use this controversy to sell some records to get his name in the algorithm. That's what all I see, bro. All I see is a clout chase, bro.
then? I did see something that Zip posted up eating some lifesavers or something like that. And he was like, yo, boy came out looking like a pack of lifesavers.
Top down. Yeah, he's saying he's Skittles. He's the Rainbow Power Ranger. He's doing all that now. Before that, prior to, you got to remember in that video, homie was like, yeah, nobody palms your face, nobody slaps you around. Like somebody could just slap Zip around like that. Like these dudes is bugged out. But that's another story. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, he's saying content creators. He said something about content creators. He wanted the content creators to make a bunch of videos about him, but I didn't even study that. He said, yeah, y'all content creators, y'all really ain't making content, y'all dissing other dudes. Y'all dissing rappers or whatever. Like, bro, that's what y'all do. Y'all diss each other. Everybody, like, who don't diss rappers? Like, certain content creators might do it. And I guess he might be taking up for Fat Joe on that. You know what I'm saying? You got a wild smile, bro. You froze. Nah, you froze, bro. I'm gonna take you. You look crazy. Yo, Smitty, you look crazy. I had to take you out real quick. Yeah, you looking crazy up there, bro. Smitty got the little kid smile up there. I had to take that down. You heard? Yeah, bro. But I think Smitty was Smoles with the crazy smile. He had the first grade picture smile. You heard? That's the kindergarten. Smitty had the kindergarten face. I ain't gonna lie. Wild Mike's, he should have never messed with Zip though. He does look wild. He look like the incredible plastic man or something. Like I don't even know. B dot, you're right. He was gossiping on Math Alpha Show. I think I did see that episode when he was up there. But I ain't knocking nobody. If they want to gossip, tell their stories, lie, whatever. All right, I ain't knocking nobody's money. All right, everybody getting their little money. You got reaction videos, dudes is reacting, lying. this is the game. This is the game of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, respect it or reject it. Get up out of here. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Move on. Don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other things to watch. But I think Five Mics. I think both the moves that I seen from Five Mics and Pistol Pete, the last move that they made, it seems like all cloud. I'm just being honest because the internet was taking Pistol Pete up for like a whole week or two. He had like a week run or two. Dudes was catching on to that, and dudes started taking him up top. Then when all of it died down, now we hear Pistol Pete come out with a video like he was looking for a reaction, like he knew. That's why I didn't react. I didn't react to Pistol Pete's video because he didn't apologize. He didn't give me no new information, and it was like everybody stopped talking. Now you make a video. It seemed like you just want guys to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Five Mice look like an iced out thumb. His face looks plastic, man. I don't even know. Like it's something that's gonna come to me. It's going no pause. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about it. I can't. What is it? Is it the Penguin? Is it the Penguin and the Batman? He look like the Penguin. He looks like one of the super villains. He's a super villain. I don't know if it's Lex Luthor, the Penguin. It's one of them strange face people, you heard? Hey, yo, Five Mics looks wow weird. I ain't gonna. And he does look weird. Paul Mooney. Yo, listen. I don't know, man. I don't know what I don't know what they doing. I don't know what's going on. It just seems like clout to me, all right? Let me see. Let's see what Smitty got to say about it. Smitty, you look like you took your first grade graduation picture over when you was frozen up.
That's crazy.
Cloud,
Yo,
what you think?
first of all, they killing me in the chat. T-Move, Mr. Clean, Egghead.
They talking about Five Mics.
Cool. All right, so listen. Let me about Five Mics. Didn't Five Mics jump on 050 trying to get exposure? What is he talking about? Content creators. Because when China was running around here, soaking up the streets, going crazy, you was jumping on the bandwagon. You jumped on China bandwagon. Then all of a sudden, you start pushing away from China. Stop for Five Mics. Stop it, boy.
All of them
Me
see me in the
content
building.
creators ain't doing what they do out here. They ain't doing what they do when they start talking about you.
Nobody's talking about him.
All them legends salute. Yeah, he's
Somebody today, an OG today, and they was like, they got all the rappers, all everybody talk about us, bro. Everybody talking about what's going on YouTube, especially this legendary dudes in this section, connected in the streets in this section.
right.
You see what I'm saying? They can't. They can't because of the dudes, the level of people that be in this section. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying what is this East Coast, New York, tri-state area. You got people from the West Coast. You got all kind of coasters over here. You got all kind of people over here. You got all colors over here. Um, I mean, I think it was predominantly East Coast section. I'm gonna say East Coast predominantly, right? he always thought homie was a lame, my G, on Legend TV.
I felt the same way about him. He always you know, threw me off like that. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole style is just like I need attention, especially with them loud ass colors.
Beat jumper. That shaving all the hair off your body is crazy. It shut your eyebrows.
Crazy, crazy. You out here shaving your face at 60. Boom.
I
Son,
got
what? Zip said my son walking around looking like a lifesaver bag. That's nuts, though. He had the same color as the lifesaver gummies. That's nuts. I mean, I know everybody got their own style. You feel what I'm saying? They authentic and they ways of dressing, but come on, son, you in your 50s dressing like that?
that's wild, bro. He wild. He looking for attention. He chasing it. He chasing it. He chasing it though. You heard? That's all it is. He chasing it. Nah, he chasing it though. Why would you? Why would he violate Zip like that? Nobody, nobody ain't smack you because you ain't had no beef with nobody. What are you talking about? Are you seriously? You talking? I'm a grown man over here. Like, what are you talking about?
Nasty. That's crazy. Hey, yo.
I think, I think it's just clout. I think it's just clout chasing. I don't see it as nothing else. I mean, you think it's clout? What do you think it is? You think it's clout chasing?
Because now I see Zip rapping, so I don't know, man. They might have talked beyond the background, like, yo, son, we gonna start something up, get this rap battle going. Our careers ain't going nowhere anyway, so we might as well.
Zip ain't talk to that dude after he talking about slapping him and all that other shit. I don't think he was talking. He was talking nasty. He was talking. He was talking that. He was talking that talk. He be paying to be in them circles. I believe that. But he was talking. He was talking. I believe that though, Harlem. He was talking that talk like, yo, dudes could have smacked you. Dudes ain't smacked you because you ain't had no beef with nobody. Like what?
He remind me of an older Primo. You heard? That's how Primo gonna be when when he get older.
Bro, dude better not never be nowhere again, you heard? Dude better not never come outside. You better disappear. you better you better be a magician. Anybody can do anything, you heard? Anybody can do anything to anybody. But dude better disappear. You better bury yourself in the sand, like you know how a turtle just bury his head. What animal is that? Ass be all out, be assed out in these streets. You put hands on the wrong person. What's up with you, Smith? You good? Smith, are you there? He's them terror squad dudes who scared of Mussolini. Yeah, I was in jail with Moose. Salute to Moose. He back locked up.
Crazy. He said I got the real info. I'm hoping he just leave me alone. Yo, he crazy.
Cal Herc is in the building. To Cal Herc is in the building. But yeah, bro, I think these dudes just clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? It's just clout. It's clout. It's clout, bro. I mean, what you think about? Let me ask you this: what you think about Pistol Pete leaving, waiting till everybody stopped talking about him to make a video? Then, when it was dead, it was dead. It was no more people, no more videos, no more talk.
He just topped out a Harlem Legend.
What did you do? Yeah, I don't know why you talking him out for.
A lot of people been doing craziness in the chat lately.
He ain't say nothing. Don't put nobody on timeout or none of that. If they not cursing in the chat, if they putting changing words up, and if they yeah, he ain't cursing nothing. Please don't time nobody out if they're not doing that.
He ain't disrespecting nobody in the chat.
Don't be doing that.
Popping off on Smitty.
Yo, grown man, big man, junk about us the other day. I seen you. I was on
Yo, crazy.
me and Smitty, bro. You was talking about these guys getting active out here. These guys need to get active out here. OKC put that work in. It's over.
How I feel about the dude Pistol Pete responding after everybody stopped talking about him. You know,
Good, tap in.
yeah, I feel, he was only looking for the clout like everybody else. You understand when the shit when his clout, when it died down, that he tried to respond and it was late. Nobody worried about you. We know who the real Pistol Pete is. We know the whole terror squad is capping. So, like, come on, stop it. Y'all got more bigger issues to worry about, man. I mean, your people's out there fighting. They trying to deport the peoples. Y'all ain't even front line, and it's trickling down to New York right now. Y'all not even front line. Where y'all at? No terror squad.
Oh, yo, OGTV. I seen you too talking about yo OGTV. Yo, salute. He was talking about Five Mics look like the Punisher from the Diddy and Cassie case. You heard? Yo, he was playing them. Maybe a week. G Dub Quinn said maybe that's a week. 118 seconds. 1800 1800 seconds. Nah, we got
Yo, Kuma crazy.
man business was wild. He was wilding though. Grown man business going in. You heard? OGTV. That was a good one too though. I like the OGTV joint.
He said it's the banana.
I like dealing with the politics and talking some of that stuff. But that thing get tricky, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't migrate. I don't want to see families being broken up and people, losing their homes and losing their money and stuff. I don't. I don't. I want to talk about it, but I like to talk about it in a way where it's like I'm not trying to belittle nobody in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to belittle them people that's going through nothing. You heard? Um, and sometimes when they say, "Well, you ain't got nothing good to say," don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to. You got to remember, this is a pivotal historical time in America, bro. Even if we all missing that, this is a pivotal historical time in America right now, bro. Believe me, I can tell. I mean, we all should be able to tell. And Obama, he deported more people than Trump deported. I think the Obama deported like 2 million immigrants. You know that, right? They call Obama the deporter in chief. You heard? They called him the deporter in chief. But I don't really like talk. I don't really like touching on too much of that stuff. You know what I mean? In a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Because it can come off like a hater. It can come off as unsupportive, or And don't get me wrong, I like to make money, but I'm not trying to make them. I'm not trying to make money off like the sorrow of people. Really trying to do good things for themselves and their family, bro. I'm not trying to do that. That's true, you heard? Yeah, Wax door, they caught him again, you heard? Smitty always got a good attitude, right? He's always smiling when they catch him, right? When he frees up, he's always smiling. Yeah, truth is definitely your grown man TV. You right about that. The truth is definitely gonna hurt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to be the one to deliver it all the time. You heard? I ain't trying to be the one to deliver that. Yo, Fat Kev, what up? Salute. But I ain't gonna lie, I love them. I love a lot of them immigrants as well. You know what I'm saying? Just like my peoples. I don't see no different, really. You know what I mean? I understand that their plight, smiley brim. I understand that their plight is a little different than, what we faced in what we faced in Black America. Their circumstances are a little different. But we all the same people, you know what I'm saying? We all the same people, you heard? And I don't want to see no families destroyed. I don't want to see no families torn apart, you know what I mean? At all, you heard? So that don't sit well with me at all, you know what I mean? And I don't want to come up here, because I'm a funny dude. I don't want to come up here and trivialize. I want to trivialize their trauma, because they are facing real trauma right now. You know what I mean? And I don't want to trivialize that for any families, for anybody else. You know what I mean? To look back and be like, yeah, Mikey B was up there laughing about that shit, and that shit ain't funny. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not funny. Even though, like I said, we use gallows humor, and we do certain things, but it's not funny. It's not funny to see people going through that, whatever they going through. You know what I mean? Whatever their circumstances is, illegal or not, it's just not good to see families going through that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest on that. You heard? I don't want to see no families go through that.
Yo, that was me.
That was you, bro. Grown man TV, grown man business TV is crazy. He said, "Don't worry, I'll do it. I'm gonna give up straight off the brick into the bottles." Yo, somebody, don't get me wrong. Somebody got to do it, but that content ain't for me.
Right.
Not when you standing with certain people. I stand with them people. You know what I'm saying? I stand with the
No doubt.
immigrants. I stand with them, regardless of my vote. I voted against mass deportation, bro. When my vote for Kamala Harris was a vote against mass deportation, bro.
I get it.
I'm being honest, and I'm not saying. I see a lot of people in America, black people, white people, other people, but saying they're taking our jobs, like the immigrants are taking our jobs. Um, I don't agree with that. I think it's a lot of different jobs. It's no matter how many people at the height of the immigrants being here before the deportation, there was a bunch of jobs on Indeed. There's a bunch of jobs on ZipRecruiter. There's a bunch of jobs. Go work. It's help wanted signs everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not only that.
Yo,
Not only that, bro.
just tapped in. Go ahead, bro. Yo, just saying, what up?
Not only that, bro. Dudes don't want to be creators anymore. You feel what I'm saying? No,
Right.
everybody want to be the same. Everybody want to go to the Gucci store, the Louis store, Polo, this and that. Go start your own business. You
That's
understand
true.
what I'm saying? Learn how to start your own business. Everybody don't want to wear Gucci all the time. Everybody don't want to wear Balenciaga. They might want to wear something by People's 212
I wear
or
Gucci
just saying. You
I wear Gucci all the time. I'm all
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not, but you get what I'm saying. Create jobs
good old
for others.
bifocals. Some good old bifocals. Got me some new bifocals.
Good boys. Good boys.
Some good bifocals. Yo, salute. Just saying.
Just saying
Just
salute.
saying. Said I stand with who stand with me. So like I said, that's the whole thing on that. I like doing content, but I'm a passionate person. I'm a personal person. Um, I've been hands on really all my life. So doing certain stuff like Smitty was saying, like I'm going out there to get with the people, to be amongst the peoples when they out here protesting. I'm gonna be amongst the peoples. I'm gonna be around the peoples. I ain't going. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So I definitely. If you stand with them, you and Smitty gotta go out and get in the front line. When it come to my hood, when it come to a hood near me, I'm gonna be out there and I'm gonna show you live and
Listen,
direct.
and I'm gonna definitely put that on live so
I'm
you
gonna
can see
show it.
that grown man business.
I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. I ain't in Manhattan, but when it come near me or a city, I might just pull up one day in Manhattan. I might pull up somewhere. I'm gonna pull up. You know what I
Right.
mean? But just showing my support to people. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't agree with everything, they don't like us. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I see a lot of people. Let me tell you something. The dialogue that I see on the internet now is good. I see a lot of Latino people talking about colorism, a lot of Mexican people talking about how they know they racist against their own Mexican people that's dark skinned. They got like three different Cuba, Mexico. They got three different ways of
Sectors.
yeah. They got three different categories of people from your color.
Right.
From your color in
They
the
got
higher.
dark. They got dark Mexicans like us.
I know that, and they don't jack them. You heard what you mean? They racist against them.
Puerto Ricans, Panamanians,
They
all that.
race and they said it. The ones that are at the highest, the lighter your color is, the lighter your color is the higher you are to them. That's how they.
Hmm.
That's how they. That's how they. That's how they. The darker you are, the lower you are on the totem pole. That's how they give it up. You know what I'm saying? That's their culture, bro. You heard? That's their culture.
No, that's the way they was taught to think because of the simple fact that they see
Yeah.
that the lightest skin is basically ruling everywhere in the world, so they want to be considered amongst that light skin.
That's their culture. Yeah, right. That's their culture. And let me tell you something. I don't knock nobody culture, but I understand. It's on us to understand it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it get tricky, bro. That whole situation is just tricky. Um, all right, just say this. They telling black people in California to come out there and protest with Mexicans, right? Right? Just say this, just hypothetically in California. California, you go out there and protest with the Mexicans, y'all
Right?
all y'all all get locked up and then the Mexicans stab you. Yeah. It's crazy. Imagine if you get stabbed by the same protesters that you just helped and went out there to march for, and then you get stabbed. Because in jail, they got their own rules, and you gonna fall up under whoever got the spots. You know how it go, bro. They gotta
I,
answer
I
up
mean,
to
I get what you're saying. I
they gotta
definitely get what
answer
you're
up.
saying.
They gotta answer up to their people, just like
I get what you're saying.
the
I
California
get what you're
car.
saying.
They gotta answer to the black people, right? The gangs or whatever, whoever's running it, you gotta answer up to the big homie. Imagine that, bro. You go out there in LA from New York, so you got people flying in. You got people that fly into these cities, bro. Drive in, fly in, and they picket and they rally and they protest and they help people out all over the world. Everybody's not from these areas. That's they bust them in, they fly them in. Look at the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King and them was doing that. They was going to certain areas, the worst racist areas that they knew was the worst racist areas, and they was busting them in. The same thing is going on now. I think billionaires is backing this. We can talk about that tomorrow, though. That's the show for tomorrow, though. But I think these protesters, not all of them, but a large percentage is being paid.
Hmm.
You
I,
know,
I've been told you that it's a lot of crisis actors out there.
it's a lot. I think they're being paid. You know what I'm saying? But imagine that, bro. You protested with them. You from Brooklyn. You out there in Cali. You like they protested. I'm going out there to march the peoples, right? Whatever with the peoples. You go slide out there with the peoples. You get locked up. They book you, and then the same Mexicans you was protesting for in the protest with, they sent them at you. Crazy, bro.
Nah, that is crazy.
But
That's
that's
why I
what they
said
did.
this could. That's
But
why I
that's what
said
they
this is
dealing with on the West Coast, though. That's what they dealing with on the West Coast. Not so much here in New York, but the West Coast, they dealing with that. But go ahead, bro.
why I said on the West Coast, you know, that right there could either, make the ties stronger between them or make things even worse. And why I say that is because, you know, some of them black folks out there have Mexican baby mothers. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
don't know about that.
Biracial. Yes. Yes, it's some black dudes out there with Mexican baby mothers dealing with Mexican. It's some Mexicans that deal with that wear red flags and wear blue flags and stuff like that. They deal with, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain gangs. You feel what I'm saying? Like the 18th streets and stuff. They probably not tied to no Crips or Bloods or the mafia Mexican gangs, but the rest, they got some Mexicans that rock with Bloods and Mexicans that rock with Crips.
I know that
Mexicans that's
there
even
there
Crips and
is
Mexicans that's even Blood.
there's a small percentage. There's a small percentage. I know there's a percentage. We had a we got West. Tiny was talking about La Raza. They were talking about La Raza, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think there is a small. That's a small percentage though. That's a small percentage to that culture out there. You got a culture out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got a culture out there that if you smart, if you wise, you'll respect it. If you smart, because if you end up in a wrong hood, spank, 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 you heard?
Nah, fact.
You get caught trying to go see a chick in a wrong hood. I don't
They gonna
advise that,
finish
you heard?
you.
Yeah. And
They
you
gonna
from
finish you. I
from
agree.
another hood that they beefing with? Nah, I don't know about that. Maybe if you local and you live around the way or something, it's different. But having the baby moms and over there and they stuff, I don't know about that, bro. That coaches, I don't know. Yeah, Tiny Let Loose. That's right, G'd up, Quinn.
Yeah, I heard they do black folks dirty out there.
Right. Nah, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's back and forth out there. This is back and forth. They got their little stuff going on. They got their own. They got their stuff going on out there. But so it's dangerous, bro. But and talking about that, I understand that. When I speak about certain stuff, I speak from that perspective and understanding and knowing, learning from the culture. They teaching us like Tiny Let Loose. My bro G'd up Quinn is in the chat. Salute to G'd up Quinn. He got a lot of West Coast people he connected me with. I've connected with a lot of West Coast dudes. They teach us the culture. We don't know the culture. It ain't like ours. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different over there than it is over here, bro. It's not the same
Now
thing.
it was like that. It used to be like that in New York. That's a fact. It was like that in New York, but it wasn't like that in a. Now it was like that. It was. It slowed down in New York. You right.
Like what? Racist? What you talking about, Smitty? Racist? Racism? What used to
No,
be
he
like
said it
what?
used to be like that in New York. Well, how it is in California.
What racist like that?
Yeah, with the Latinos and blacks.
Nah.
Yes.
What hood can you not
Yes.
go to? I used to live in the Bronx. What hood? What? I never knew a Spanish hood that I couldn't go through. What hood?
Huh?
I used to live in the Bronx. What hood? I lived in the Bronx in the '80s, coming from Queens. I didn't know a Spanish hood I couldn't
I
go through.
mean, Brooklyn was a different vibe though. Brooklyn was a different vibe.
I could see if you say white people and Italians, but I
You
don't
had you
know.
had sun you couldn't go to Sunset Park. They had a spot in Sunset Park where it was nothing but Lion Kings over there. You couldn't go through there. You had to go. Yeah. When we used to go to Sunset Park, we had to go as a block, 2-3 blocks, going to Sunset Park. 2-3 blocks. Like this, yo, we going to Sunset Park. Yo, yo, around the
what
corner, yo,
what
tell
year
them,
what
yo, we
year
going
was
to the
that? What
mall.
years was that though?
This was in the 90s, bro. 90s. Facts. Sunside, Southside Tony, know what I'm talking about? Nothing but yellow flags out there, waiting for you to come to that pool, waiting for you to leave, breaking your lockers, walking home barefooted. Yeah, they was on it.
Yeah,
They
but
was on it.
yeah, grown man, you right, grown man business. That's true, but that was Rikers Island. I was in prison. That was not on the streets. I was getting money,
Nah,
but
it
I was
was,
hold on,
man. It
hear me out,
was.
hold on. All right, and where you see, I never seen that. I used to be in Brooklyn. I don't know what you talking about, but I was in the worst areas of Brooklyn at night. I was in Brownsville.
You
I was in
never been to
yeah,
Sunset?
hold on, hear me out. I was in Brownsville in East New York in the '90s. I used to go to
Okay.
Brownsville in East New York in '93.
Where a bunch of black folks at? Bushwick, Sunset Park, all that is
Browns
a bunch of Puerto Ricans that will
Brownsville
flush
in
you.
East New York was the worst part of Brooklyn at that time. East New York in the '90s was the worst, bro. East New York was the murder capital in Brooklyn and Brownsville, bro.
Facts.
East New York was the murder cap. I know that because we used to be
Facts. I
up and
agree.
ready. We used to go through there up and ready, but we used to be over there. We used to be in Brownsville. We used to be in Brooklyn, and I used to live in the Bronx. I never personally, I never walked through no community where they said black people can't be here and we all Spanish. I never seen that. Not
That's
saying
because you was in East New York and you was in Brownsville. If you would have went through Bushwick, you would have went through Sunset Park, you would have went through anywhere them other spots, they would have
Capasando,
flushed you.
Capasando. Grown man business talking about Mikey. You not black, bro. You look
I ain't
Latino.
gonna front.
I
And look,
am.
yo, you look a little Latino,
I
bro.
am.
Especially when you take that hat off, bro. You looking like Ricky Ricardo, bro.
La Pe, La Pe,
Yeah, I mean,
La Pe. ¿Qué pasando? ¿Qué pasando? Está bien. Está bien. Yo, people always, you know how many Spanish people came up to me? You know how many Spanish people came up to me speaking Spanish, thought I was Dominican or Spanish or something? A lot. Especially when I had my hair.
I'm yo, yo, good G'd up Quinn. You know, I used to be in Bushwick. I got family in Bushwick and all that, so I know what's going on in Bushwick. You know what I'm saying? There's love out there. But if you come out there and act up, they will put a spanking to you. You're not just coming over there thinking you just because you black, you gonna run on Bushwick and just be doing anything with the Latinos over there. It's not happening.
Just saying to go where they're at in Manhattan, you will see how they act. When I used to go to Manhattan back in the '90s, you know what we used to see? When they see me come through there with that fila suit, that velour fila suit, they running up to me. Poppy, I got it. Yo, Poppy, I got it. The low. 17, 15, 18. They was running up. They loved us when they seen little badass Mikey walking up there. They knew I wasn't from there. The whole block was running up to us when we used to be in Manhattan. Yeah. The Dominicans, the whole block. It used to be 50 Dominicans on the block selling coke. Say I'm lying.
Nah,
Amsterdam,
nah, you ain't lying.
Amsterdam, Amsterdam. I used to be up there. What you talking about? They loved us. Them poppies used to see us. Them poppies loved us when they seen us coming up there in Manhattan and Harlem. What you talking about? They loved us. They know we was coming to spin that chavo, chavo. Mucho dineros. You got pow pow? They say this. We used to run up in there. They used
That's
to be
the
like, "You
only
got
thing they
pow
hollering
pow?"
about.
Yes, I got pow pow, Papa. I got pow pow. You heard? Coming up here copping,
Ah,
coming up here with copping without pow pow. Hell
ah,
yeah, we got
ah.
pow pow. We got
Yo,
pow
you
pow
crazy.
and bang bang. You heard? We got bang bang and we got pow pow too. You know?
And pow pow. Right. Right.
They said you like your money. They don't get it confused. On the worst parts of Bushwick, 2 blocks with 20 dope stands, 50 bodies. It was nuts. Yeah, I was hearing about Brooklyn. I ain't yo, Darren, I don't know Mike Tyson. I'm looking at the comments, the older comments I was missing. Yeah,
They
just saying.
whack.
Just saying. I was in Manhattan. They used to love us. The Dominicans, they used to love us when they seen us come to Manhattan. You heard? They knew we was not from there, and they knew we was coming to cop. And they never tried to pull it off. They never tried to rob us. But yeah, that's I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I think we gotta tap into that as far as tomorrow. because I'm getting a lot of content. I done got a lot of videos, a lot of stuff. Yo, we gonna go in the mall on if if they're paying protesters. I think they are paying protesters. You heard?
And the hold on.
Just saying that they liked your money. A Starlight City was built, right? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that hotel right there by White Castles? Used to be White Castle still there? Wasn't that Starlight? Wasn't that what was the name of that that hotel that was right there next to McDonald's? Oh, all our yo A1 the boss. What's up? All our born in the building, man. Albany, you already know. Yo, what's that? What's that? What was the name of that hotel right there next to White Castles?
In Brooklyn?
Right there on Linden, right in East New York.
I forgot the name of that shit.
Galaxy Inn. The Galaxy Inn. Yeah, that's right, Brooklyn Carter. The Galaxy Inn. Yo, you know
On
homicide was
Linden and what?
right there next to McDonald's. Oh, excuse me, right there next to on White Castles.
The diner E&Y.
The White Castle's right next door.
The
The
Nasty
Nas,
Galaxy.
the Galaxy Inn. The Galaxy Inn. That's right, Fat Kev. The Galaxy Inn. Yo, check it out.
That's that joint. That's that joint that by the train station. You saying?
Yo, right. Yo, look, you know homicide almost caught me in that joint, bro.
That's
Homicide
the
ran.
nasty joint right
Yo,
there.
look, I came to Queens. You know, I was a gingerbread man, you heard?
Right.
I was staying down south, but I came back up north to cop. I went to Queens. I went to my brother's son's first birthday party. Matter of fact, I went over there and I looked outside. I seen like a telephone van. I said, I'm out of here. I switched up the look a little bit and I told my brother, I'm out of here. I'm like, yo, I'm out of here. I didn't have the same car. I had Virginia plates. So I told my bro, I'm like, I'm gone. When I slid off, we slid to the Galaxy. We didn't get a room, but these dudes pulled up at the Galaxy, and one of them was like, "Yo, it ain't right. It ain't right." Like I'm like, "What you mean it ain't right? I didn't get the room yet." Dude was like, "It ain't right. It ain't right. Get up out of here, son." As soon as I go back and me and my man go back to the matter of fact, we had two chicks with us too. When we slid back to slide, bro, they rushing the spot. I'm driving out with the New York plates. You know that's you can't go left coming out of the Galaxy and you gotta go right towards the White Castles. So we had to go right. While we going right, they rushing the Galaxy in looking for me, you heard?
Wow.
Hamo is rushing the spot, you heard?
That's crazy.
I'm low. I'm in the back low. My man is driving. I'm in the back low, like, oh shit. Dude just told me it ain't right. Dude came, matter of fact, when they pulled up in the car, they pulled up in the parking lot. I walked out to the car and was like, yo, what's up? Motherfucker said, yo, it ain't right. It ain't right. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Real shit, bro.
Mm.
And you know who said that? I ain't even gonna say his name. We ain't even gotta say that, but you already know who it was. But
Right.
he came to the car like, yo, it ain't right. It ain't right. How they knew I was dead? How you knew it
Right.
ain't right? How you knew it
Right.
wasn't right? I was supposed to get knocked that day. I didn't get knocked though. I jetted, went back down south. I was staying in Virginia. Grown bad business. They love me in VA, you heard? I got family down there in VA. They love me in Virginia, you heard? Grown man business.
Now I love VA too. VA is yo. I
Yo, where
love
grown
VA.
man business down in VA? I'm about to pull up on grown man business down there. Where he be out of
Word the
VA?
mother, man. He said he in the set. I see the 757 change, so yeah, man, we gotta pull up on him. I was just in VA, man. I love VA. VA beautiful, man. But they definitely give it up down there too.
Nah, I bring them chicks up from VA.
Norfolk, Portsmouth, they giving it up out there. Right now, they giving it up right now as we speak.
They said,
Portsmouth, Norfolk, they not playing out there.
oh, you in Norfolk?
Yeah, I was just out there.
You in Norfolk? I was in yo grown man business. Newport News.
Newport too.
I was in
Newport
Norfolk and
News too.
Newport News. Jefferson Ave. I was on Jefferson Ave, grown man business TV. Stop it. Shell Road, Hampton. Hampton, Newport News. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bad news. You know about bad news.
Right.
Yo, they love me in Virginia. Yo, that's
I
one thing
love
about.
VA.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Every place I ever been out of state, I never had no problems, bro. Little scuffles here and there, like upstate New York, but out of
Right.
state, never had no problems out of state, bro. I'll be good. I'll be pretty smooth. I'll be good. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because they show love out of state, man. It's just when you come out there on timing, is when they get on their timing. You know what I'm saying? They not sweet.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yak
mean?
Williams
Ain't
said
nothing sweet about them boys.
VA is not the real South. Why not?
Nah, they definitely nobody move like they from the south. They talk like they're from down south.
But I ain't gonna front. If you been down south, Jefferson Ave is dangerous. Let them know. Let them know. Yo, let them know. Let them know. Jefferson Ave in bad news, and I was on Hampton in Newport News. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Shell Road. Excuse me, Newport News. I was on Jefferson Ave, and in Hampton I was on Shell Road. Was down there with when AI first got signed in '96. AI was down there. He used to be on the block with us. His family used to be on the. I ain't gonna say all those people, but his family used to be on the block with us. Mad cool. His family is mad nice. Call him Bubba Chuck. He was big down there. You heard? They loved AI down there. You know what I mean?
nah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I was just in I forgot what where I was at in Norfolk. Matter of fact, I was right across from the Navy ship. What's the name? And back of the Navy ship, it's like a hood. It's like a hood. I forgot what they call it, but it's like a laundromat. You probably know what I'm talking about. Grown man business. I forgot the name of it, man, but I was just over there, man.
But they crazy. They crazy as hell in Virginia though. They crazy. They
Yeah, they
crazy.
give it up.
They
They give it
crazy.
up. I love VA.
They crazy. They crazy in Virginia. Yeah.
Definitely. I love VA. Yeah, so we on tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we gonna pop out. We pop out for a second tomorrow. We pop out real quick. They ran. They
All right.
ran down on my whip one time. I was up and ready, but they ran down with them jammies. I'm like, I was with one of my bros from VA. I'm like, yo, you good? I'm like, why these dudes running up like this?
Yo. So if anybody is interested, right? If anybody is interested, I'm gonna have a special guest speaker for the viewers. You know what I'm saying? If they want to tap in to learning about consumers laws and business credit, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's fire.
We're gonna start tapping into that. You know what I mean?
When you
Giving
gonna start that?
classes on that. Huh?
When you gonna start them classes?
I'm gonna start doing that at least once a week.
When you gonna get that first business class up about the getting the business credit and all that stuff?
Huh?
I said getting the business credit and all that. When you gonna start that up? When you gonna start that?
Oh, I'm gonna start that tomorrow. I'm gonna do something tomorrow.
What
After
time?
we do our show, I'm gonna do something later on in the night.
What time you gonna do it so I can tap in so I can be ready?
Probably like 7 o'clock.
I'm definitely gonna be in that class. I definitely want to learn some stuff about that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So we gonna do some things. Make sure y'all tap in. A lot going on TV. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get right, man. Trying to get this credit right. Trying to get your mind right. Things like that. You know what I mean? Build each other. That's all, man. You
Right.
know?
That's a fact. That's good money, man. Make sure you got that thumbnail and everything set up before we do the show tomorrow so we can
Oh
let
no,
everybody
that's a
know.
fact. That's a fact. I will.
Have your thumbnail, all that
Fact.
stuff ready. You know what I'm saying?
You already know that. You already know that.
Word up.
You already
So we
know
can we
that.
can put the link in the chat for the show. We can put everything in the chat for the show. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts, 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 facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my woman, she gonna come up here and get these classes and do what she need to do, teach the people how to get that credit right. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we gonna build together, man. That's all.
Right.
You know what I
Nah,
mean?
you
It's
doing the
hood
right
love,
thing.
man. It's hood love, man. We gotta show the love to the hood and
That's
show them how to
fire.
get out the hood. You feel what I'm saying?
That's fire. That's how you're supposed to be doing it. Me and Moshe, we had talked about doing different classes and stuff like that. Me and you had talked about doing different classes before too, so
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
you're gonna be in attendance too. You
I'm
could
coming to
jump on
learn.
as
I'm a
well.
student. I'm a student on this one. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind.
All
Let me
right.
tell you something. You always want to be a student of your culture. I'm always learning stuff. You know, my wife is she Western right now, but I'm always learning stuff. I'm always putting in my possession. I'm always trying to be a student. I'm always trying to learn something new. That's why I'm always making some money. I'm always expanding because it's always some money to be. It's always something new to learn.
Nah,
It's
facts,
it's
facts.
important that we learn and we put and that we open our mind up to have our mind develop where we can learn. Some people's mind is not even developed. They can't even sit nowhere and learn. They can't even sit in a room for 30 minutes and look at nothing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. You right.
Some people gotta get up. Y'all gotta smoke. Hold on. Let me go. Let me look at gotta be able to sit down and do that. So that's good, bro. I can't wait for that. You know what I mean? We start doing some more classes and stuff. I'm with that, you heard?
Nah, facts. We definitely gonna get on that. I'm a student as well, so don't think I know everything. You know what I mean? I'm learning as well with y'all. So we all in this class together, you know what I'm saying, to build the mind, to build each other, you know what I mean, build our credits and you know, it's
You
all
know, they
about,
say
you know what I mean? Like,
they say
huh?
you learn so you can teach.
Absolutely.
Natural progression. Natural progression, you heard?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But yeah, I
You
ain't gonna
already
lie.
know, man. Salute to y'all, man. I gotta get ready for work in the morning. You know what I mean?
But
How
this is
we
a good
do.
one. This is a good one, man. Salute to everybody in
Great one.
attendance, man.
For
We're
love,
gonna tap out.
TV.
Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow, lunchtime, 11:45, 12. We're gonna be on. We got some content for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna touch on tomorrow we definitely touching on all these protests being paid and some of that
Right.
stuff that's going on in the protests, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the immigrants. I'm talking about the other people. Yo, yo, Yak, appreciate you, man, for the nickel, man. Thanks for
No doubt, Yak. No doubt. Salute.
word up. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, man, yo, prayers to the people, man. Salute, man.
For love, TV. It's a lot going on.
Word up, man. Prayers out to all the people, man. Hopefully, all y'all is, living well, doing well. Um, you know, I ain't gonna front. It's a lot going on in these streets right now. Pray for those families that's going through it. You know what I mean? You don't know if they in a cell with their kids or what's going on, what their conditions are right now. You know what I mean?
Nah,
So
no
salute
doubt.
to send some prayers out to those families and what they going through. Um, and they got our support, man. They got the support of the hood. You heard?
Nah, no doubt. No doubt.
Heard.
No doubt.
But salute to all of y'all. We gonna tap in tomorrow. Lunchtime. You see us at lunchtime, man. 11:45, 12 o'clock. Salute. You already know it's Mr.
Salute.
Love, Mikey B, Smitty. A lot going on TV. You heard?
Going on.
Salute.
Peace.
Peace, bro.
Peace.